today's Yoga Flow 45, our 45 minutes of flowing yoga movement. We'll start this morning, today's practice on our backs. So as you head to your back, just go ahead. We are ready to begin. We're ready to really connect with that breath. And start today's intention with just a little bit of release. So even though flow is about finding strength, finding balance, we also want to walk that fine line of ease and release. So take your time today as we move through this practice to not only find the strength and stability in each of our poses, but make space for your body to release some tension hiding in there. And start that now just by adding a little extended exhale. So what I mean is, as you rest here on your back, be very intentional with the amount of breath you let out on your exhale. See if that exhale can become a little bit longer and fuller than your inhale. If your legs have been straight, go ahead and bend the knees, walk the feet a little closer to your glutes and set yourself up in something that looks kind of like bridge. But we're not going there just yet. So just start sweeping those knees a little bit right and left and right and left. Hug the knees into the chest. Kind of circle them around. Maybe you even start to point and flex your toes a little bit here and just get a little bit more movement in your legs. Extend your feet up towards the ceiling, maybe even reach the arms up overhead. Look for kind of an L shape. And again, point and flex the toes, roll around your wrists. Hug the right knee down into the chest. Let the left foot still stay stuck to the ceiling. Switch it out. A little bit longer on that exhale. Knees come to chest. And then we'll start to move ourselves up to our seat. So a little rock and roll here, just kind of rocking on the spine to bring you up to seat. You can stay where you are. I'm just going to turn so I can see you a little easier. Hands reach out and open to the sides of the body. The spine gets nice and tall. And we find an inhale breath to sweep the hands high to the sky. Exhale breath, hands come to your heart. Two more just like that. Inhale it up. Exhale it down. Inhale it up. And then as you exhale, these hands float and fall to your heart. Inhale, lace the fingers together, and then exhale, just push this straight forward. We're just tip a little bit right and left and right and left. Next, natural inhale, hands lift. Soften the elbows here a little bit, and then just tip a little bit right and left. We know our spine moves in 6 different directions. Taking a little bit of time here, warm up that side body. Back to center. When you feel that's complete, bring it back down. And then just slide the hands behind you. I'm turning so my fingers face away from my body. Fingertips pointing straight back behind. All right, perfect. Lift the chin slowly up towards the sky. Perfect. Bring that chin right down beneath the chest. Start to easy walk your hands around. All right, let's go ahead and find tabletop. So take your time here. We're going to move to hands and knees. Put your wrists directly underneath your shoulders, your knees under your hips. All right, rocking those hips a little bit right and left, our tabletop spine. Belly drops down towards the earth on your inhale. Exhale, rounded back, rounded spine. Couple more easy ones at your own pace. Belly down, back, round out. Cat-cow is definitely tapping into 2 different movements of our spine. We've done side body, so now we're just getting that forward and back motion here. Last one. Next time your back is arched high to the sky, go ahead and sit the hips back onto the heels. Take your first child's pose of our time together. Reaching those hands forward, perhaps. I've got my elbows up off the ground. I'm really reaching up the mat. That feels great in my upper back. If that doesn't feel good to you, you know you can always soften your elbows or make a little pyramid for your head to rest on. Anything that's going to give you a little more comfort. Beautiful work. Inhale, breath. Let's bring it back up. Find that table. Hands are going to walk one little hand step out in front of your traditional table. And then I just want you to shift your shoulders forward so that your shoulders and your wrists make a nice, good line. Head is angled towards the front of the room. Long spine. Hold here. As you exhale, elbows will bend alongside the side body. Little tricep push-up, back up tall. Beautiful. One more. Lower on the exhale. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, first downward facing dog. Now today I have a rolled blanket at the base of my mat, and it really feels nice underneath my heels. If the backs of your legs ever get a little tender or sore when you're trying your down dog, maybe a little assistance with that rolled blanket would be a nice option for you as well. Knees drop back down to the ground. Put yourself in that half plank. Exhale it down. Inhale it up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Rest here, one breath. Next natural inhale, knees drop down. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. You've got it. Rest here, one breath. Right knee drops to the ground. Go ahead and step your left foot all the way through. Take your time to get into a little low lunge here. Your right knee is on the earth. Inhale, sweep these hands up nice and high. And then just relax the shoulders a little bit here. I'm going to turn my pinky fingers to face one another. Just kind of let the shoulders sink down in the sockets where they belong. Now, as I exhale, my chest is going to turn in the direction of my bent front knee and my arms open in a T. Inhale, bring this back up. Two more just like that. So these are your opening twisting motions. We haven't done a lot of twists just yet. Perfect. Next one. Beautiful. Arms go back up. Cartwheel this down to the ground. Front foot's going to step back. My back toes are curling under. Back to that downward facing dog. Walk out your down dog a little bit. Pedal those feet. Beautiful. Left knee hits the ground this time. Right foot steps through. Take your time to come up. Dropping those shoulders just as you did before. Maybe turning the pinky fingers in. Remembering you're welcome to kind of sink into that front knee a little more if that feels good in your body. Exhale, breath takes that same twist, turning towards your knee, and then back up. Think about that extended exhale. Let your exhale be nice and lengthy. Hands come back up. Cartwheel them forward, curl the toes under on that back foot. Big step, front foot, all the way to the back of your mat. Putting yourself back into that down dog. Walk it out. All right, from your down dog, we're going to play with a little bit of plank. So I want to see if you can transition yourself forward, perhaps to a full plank. If full plank isn't working this morning or today when you're on your mat, you can take any variation of half plank at any point in time. Pull the crown of the head forward, shift your shoulders just a little bit more so that you're right over those wrists. Think about the low part of your back. Don't let it sag down towards the floor. Knees drop, exhale. Elbows on either sides of the body, belly hits the ground. One full breath. Walk your hands one big hand step. Let them come closer to the breastbone. Elbows are really close to the sides of the body. We're going to push up to knees or to a full plank. And then lift those hips up. Downward facing dog. Walk that out, please. Good work. Spine is nice and long. All right, when we're ready, small steps or large leap, feet are coming forward towards your hands. Think about letting the back relax, the forehead angles towards your shins, the top of your head down towards the floor, long spine. Inhale, come up halfway, let the spine get long, exhale, forward. Inhale, reach, look all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, just bring the hands to the heart this morning. All right, inhale, chair pose. We're gonna see if we can take chair today with our hands touching in somewhat of a prayer position, maybe slightly out in front. Maybe your gaze goes towards your thumbs and you sink a little deeper into that chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach all the way up to the sky. Exhale, take the chair again. Hands at prayer. A round of breath. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Long spine, beautiful work. Exhale, fold. Inhale, back tall to standing. Hands come to prayer above your head. Exhale, take it back to the chair. A round of breath. Next exhale, you'll fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, plant the feet, sweep the hands high to the sky. High prayer. Exhale, whisper it to your heart. Beautiful work. Adding on this time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, chair. Put the hands in prayer. Let them reach out. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up halfway. Exhale, fold. Right foot only towards the back of your mat. Spin that right foot so that the heel touches the ground. Warrior one, arms come up. Now, when you hit that warrior one, maybe your hands can make that same prayer and reach slightly up so biceps are by the ears. The more advanced version of this pose would take gaze up to meet those thumbs. But you just stay where you feel comfortable today, even if it's something that looks like this. If you feel that your balance is there, bend those elbows and tuck the hands behind the back of your head. Watch the small of your back. It's going to want to kind of arch to see if you can control that. Beautiful work. Hands reach tall. Exhale, fold down to the floor. Front foot steps back, vinyasa of choice. So this might look like plank or half plank. Exhale, lower to the ground. Keep those elbows really close to you. Good work. Beautiful, easy lift. Maybe it's a cobra or an up dog. Remember, when you transition to knees, make sure your arms are underneath of you. And then you're going to meet me in down dog. We're going to get brave. Right foot lifts. Right foot steps all the way up here to this right thumb. Left foot turns, left heel's on the ground. Here's your warrior on the other side. Looking for that prayer shape as you phase in. Remembering where your gaze goes is completely up to you. It might be at these thumbs, it might be forward, the shoulders might be a bit more relaxed. When balance feels ready, the elbows will bend, hands will tuck behind the back of the head. Should have some good heat forming in the body already. Beautiful work. Let the exhale sweep these hands forward and through. Front foot steps back. Let's do another vinyasa. Maybe you're in full plank this time, pulling the crown of the head forward, exhaling down, inhaling for either up dog or a more gentler version with that cobra that you all are familiar with. All right, when you hit that down dog, walk it out a little bit. We got to get brave again though. Left foot will lift. Left foot will step through. And just bring your right foot up here and let it join in. Half left when the breath feels ready. Hold to the earth. Inhale, reach, take that same prayer, reach high. Back to the chair. Use the breath. Hold. Half lift. Hold. Plant the feet. Big inhale, reach, reach, reach. Hands to the heart. Now, whichever way is going to make most sense for you at home, I want you to step wide on your mat. So either left foot steps back or maybe right, depending on what angle you want with the screen. And then check yourself. I'm going to move back just a little bit so you can see all my toes. So your toes you want either straight forward or they can be just slightly inward. Sometimes that helps us balance in our hips. See if you can extend those arms out nice and wide. And just give yourself a good star shape here. So you've got force and action moving out through your fingertips. A little bit of ease in those shoulders. So we got good weight and push in those heels as well. All right, take your right foot, start to turn it to the side. Put yourself into a warrior shape. Inhale, breath. Exhale, breath. All right, flip that hand. Exhale to release back. Inhale back to center, up and over, side angle. Let the other arm join today. See if you can extend both arms as if you were holding a little bit of a basketball between your hands. Back through, let's go one more time. Put that basketball in your hands, find the side angle. Any design that's on your t-shirt is straight out into the room at home. Beautiful, back to warrior two. Straighten that front knee. Let's see if we can find triangle. Reach forward with that front hand. Tip, you're welcome to add a block here. Of course, if you've got a block handy in your practice. Front hand that's in the sky, take a circle. Beautiful. Next natural inhale, bring this all back up. See if you can do reverse triangle, keeping that front knee straight, leaning away. Back to a warrior two, bend the knee. Perfect, both toes turn to the side, switch it. Other direction. Opposite knee bends, find an inhale and an exhale. Check your alignment, make sure your hips feel square, make sure that front knee got a good, maybe 90-degree angle or something a little less. Lift and reverse. 2 times through the dance, really focusing on those obliques when we reach basketball arms. Back through. Hopefully whatever music you have playing at home is keeping you motivated. Moving with the pace of your breath. Perfect. Front knee straightens. Let's go to triangle. Reach first. Think about that hip crease. Lean over that crease while you look for your triangle shape. You're going to get so much more out of this front leg that we can learn to hinge right from that crease. Circle that arm that's in the sky. Chest comes back up. Inhale, reverse triangle, lean away. Back through, warrior, and then turn your toes to face the front. Take a big forward fold, hands pull down into the earth. Now, if you have a block handy, you're certainly welcome to invite that in here. We're gonna bring in a twist. Left hand rests on the block or on the floor as we lift this right hand high to the sky. Exhale, bring that right hand down, let it tap the block or the floor, and then lift it back up. 2 more. Total of 4. Stay open this time. Fly open. Stay in that twist. Maybe the hand in the sky even bends at the elbow. Palm facing outward. Maybe it reaches for this front left. Otherwise, you can just rest right there in your low back. Come out of that little bind. Hand comes down to the floor. If you need to move around here a little bit before you switch hands, feel free. Opposite hand finds the block or finds the earth. Load it up. Close it out. So a total of 4 of these. Always using the breath on that lengthening inhale. Exhale, close the gate. So inhale, breath opens it. Exhale, breath closes it. All right, now the next time we open up, we're going to stay there and look for that bind. So this elbow bends, hand turns facing outward. Maybe it just rests here on your low back, or maybe it reaches around looking for this pocket. Gaze can be straight out to the side, can be down to the floor, or the most advanced would be looking up. Just pay attention to how your neck feels. Listen to your own body. Up. Unwinding from that, and we'll go back up. And then just sweep it down. This time, give yourself some movement. Maybe you sway a little bit, maybe even kind of turn your toes. You might even graduate up a little higher. Some like a big kind of squat version where the toes pop up. Others keep this lower and kind of a ragdoll shape. Whatever feels good in your own hips and spine. That's what we're going to be listening to. All right, however you've been playing, start to get yourself back to a fold with hands towards the center. Inhale, breath brings our spine nice and long. Crown points forward. Exhale, fold. Big inhale, reach up. Turn the heels in, sink, take goddess. Inhale, straighten legs, reach to the right. Exhale, sink. Left. Sink. Right. Sink. Last one. All right, when you sink here, pause. Now you can stay right there, or we can add a little twist. Again, matching it with your breath. And you don't have to do a full where your elbows disappear, just a G-rated, easy turn is all you need. You don't need anything real crazy here. Pay attention to what those knees are feeling. Knowing you can always just stay right here at center. You don't have to be twisting. You need to drop the arms if your shoulders are really unhappy this morning. Finish off whatever cycle of twist you've been in. Make sure you've gotten both sides even. You're back to center. And then I just want you to flip your toes and ragdoll your arms. All in the middle here. Sway real nice and smooth. Hands start to look for the ground. Let them start to heel toe your feet in a little closer underneath of you. Half lift when the spine feels ready. Get that spine long, crown points forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look for length. Hands go tall. Exhale, bring it soft to the heart. Swap the feet back underneath. Let's take a mountain standing Tadasana just to catch the breath. Feel the strength in the legs and the arms, all with you this morning. Drop those shoulders from your ears. Think about that extended exhale again. Making your exhale slightly longer than the inhale. As you feel the strength coming in your legs, start to transition some weight to your left foot. Start spreading out the toes on that left foot. Start thinking about the strengthening ankle, the calf. Your right foot's going to come up off the ground, take a little 90. And I want you to have kind of like a point flex happening on that foot that you've got lifted. So the ball of the foot's kind of pointing, the toes are flexing back towards your face. It's a big shape. Maybe your hands come out to the side. Some may feel more strength with the hands lifted up. Your choice. As the next exhale comes, bend the standing leg and let that foot come over and across. Hands might come down by your hips. You can take another round of breath here. We're not going to be here too terribly long, so if your balance feels really wonky, it's okay. Inhale, lift that foot up. Exhale, put it down. Roll the hips. Go the other way. All right, start thinking about left or right. Right foot. My left foot. Your right foot. Let that foot find its strength. Spread out your toes. Feel strong in your ankle. Opposite knee is going to lift us up to put us into that same standing point flex. Think about that with that toe. Find strength and length up through the spine. Gaze is forward at something not moving. Maybe the arms even look for length as we get taller, more extended. The leg you're standing on becomes balanced as you sink down. Now this foot that comes across, this figure four, it's just above that knee. The deeper you sink, the more strength you might find. Some of you at home have gotten smart. You put your tush on the wall, or you've got a chair nearby. No worries. Use those things you have to assist if need be. When you feel ready, lift that foot. Bring it back to the earth. You're going to take a big forward fold from here, so I'm going to step to the front of my mat. Big inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold. Let's do a full vinyasa, a full sun egg, half lift. Exhale, fold. Hands are going to look for the mat. Both feet take their time. They're going to step backwards. Put yourself into a traditional plank. Maybe knees need to be on the ground. Maybe they don't. Exhale to lower. Inhale, find up dog, or maybe cobra, whichever feels more appropriate to you. Toes curl under, hips lift high. Settle into that downward facing dog. Breathe. All right, let's see where we've got some hidden pockets of strength before we start to settle this practice down a little bit. Right foot's going to lift high to the side. Your right elbow is going to go forward towards your right wrist and hover. Now you can lower and lift and lower and lift if you've got a little pocket of strength there. If not, just drop that knee down into the ground and just bend your elbows. All right, knee drops into the earth. Back knee hits the ground as well. Start looking for pigeon. Not sure if you can see my back leg. I wear the same color tights as my mat today, so I'm kind of blended. But this back leg is extended nice and long. Toenails are down towards the earth. Knee is up forward towards this wrist. Traditional pigeon. Now, of course, if you'd like to, you can drop this hip down to the earth and take something that's more modified. Maybe kind of curling those knees in towards you, or you can always flip yourself to your back. Pigeon pose for just about 3 or 4 more breaths. So not too much longer. If you want to drop into the shape, feel free. All right, beautiful work. Back toes curl under, hands walk back underneath of you. Start lifting the hips towards the sky. You're going back to that down dog shape. Walk it out. Just as you did before. The left foot's going to lift. Left knee comes forward towards this wrist. Let the foot kind of cut across. Going to lift and lower. And my elbows just have a slight bend. Just enough to really work today. Now once that feels complete, put that knee on the ground. You can just let the arms bend a moment. Even just holding that shape. Back knee might kiss. And then toes start to look for pigeon on this side. So my little secret is toes, and then I walk the knee back, and then I kind of walk my toes back a little further and walk that knee back. That's going to give me as much length as I can out of that back leg. Now, ideally, my hips are square at my mat. My arms drop down, maybe, excuse me, into forearms on the mat. Got a fan blowing in here today. It's kind of drying my room out a little bit. Sorry about the little tickle in my throat. Just take your time, let your chest start to fall down towards the earth. Really sinking those hips into the ground. Like I said, we're not staying here too long. But we did a lot of good hip openers today with our side angles, our warrior 2, our warrior 1s, that figure 4. So as I told you, we're looking for that release. A lot of strength movements, adding in a space for release. So just take your time. Hands are going to start to walk back a little closer to you. That starts to lift. Toes on that back foot might be able to curl under. You might just kind of transition to your knees. That's fine too. But then see what we can do to get one more big down dog in. Now my down dog, I'm going to separate my feet as wide as the mat. I'm going to get some rocking side to side. My hips, that feels good. Maybe you want to transition to something that looks like three-legged dog with a hip opener. Or maybe you're just kind of playing here a little bit. See what kind of strength you have left in your arms. Now, for those of you doing this live with us today, Monday morning sometimes brings tensions, pains. Sometimes we feel overworked from the weekend, or maybe we're energized and ready to go. Hopefully, whatever you needed, you found today in this practice. Knees are going to start to look for the floor. Child's pose, wrists flick back. Let them find space on outer edges of the feet. Palms flip up towards the sky. Knowing that if you have a pillow or a block, you're always welcome to bring that in here. And just breathe. Really release any tension still hiding in your low back. If it feels good to walk those hands back forward, you certainly can. If you want one last little tricep stretch, you might even choose to bring hands together. Tuck this behind the back of the head. Beautiful work. Hands start to walk forward. Look for tabletop. Wrists under shoulders. Knees under hips. Cat-cow breaths. Belly drops down. Inhale, chin and tail. Exhale. Side rounds. Just a few more of those at your own pace. Maybe even taking a forearm variation. You're looking for something different in your upper back. Perfect. Next time you hit that angry cat, put it onto the heels. Last child's pose. Hands walk to the right edge of the mat. Hands walk back to the middle of the mat. Hands walk to the left edge of the mat. Hands walk back to the middle. Transition yourself up, looking for your seat. So maybe knees come forward towards your wrists, and then you just kind of sit over your ankles, or maybe slide those legs around the side. Let the legs go long down your mat. Spine gets really tall. And walk those sits bones so that they make connection. Hands reach tall. And then fold. Inhale, lift the chest back up. Maybe hands come with it. Soften those knees. And then you're just gonna fold over top of your knees, almost like your arms are a blanket. You can go on the outsides, you can go on the insides, whatever feels best to your chest. So you just let your chin drape down. Head might even sway if that feels okay. And then a natural transition from here is to pull the feet in close, lift the chest, and move right into bound angle. When you find that bound angle shape, the spine gets tall. Maybe you turn it into something that resembles cobbler as you lean forward towards your toes. Just chill. Let it find a sense of ease here. All right, my friends, hands to the outer edges. Knees start to stand up. Get yourself about mid-mat. Look around for any props that you might like as you start to transition to more of a place of rest or savasana. Might look for a blanket or a pillow for your head or a block underneath your knees. Just move to your back. Move to your back. Once you find the earth, listen. Not to me, to you. If your low back feels kind of achy, it might make sense to sweep those knees around or maybe even hug them to your chest. It might even feel good to put a block in between your knees just to give a little bit more focus for inner thighs. Some of you I can see at home are moving into an inversion. If you want to place a block under your back or lift your feet to the sky, you certainly can have a little bit of time to flip the world upside down. Turn the world upside down and let yourself reset. Any final movements that make sense in your own body are welcome here. This 45-minute format is a little bit quicker, a little bit more to get us up and moving early. But we always want to make sure that we have space for that final chapter, for that last settling section of our practice. So as things start to feel complete, you're ready to start transitioning back down to find the earth. Let's do so. Final Savasana or Shavasana as it's sometimes called. It's traditionally found with long legs, heels on the earth, toes rolled towards outer edges, palms facing up to the sky. But you know from coming to me that if that shape doesn't work, you can always adjust. You can have bent knees for a constructive rest. You could be shifting yourself to either your right or your left-hand side to lay in a sideline savasana. You could be inserting a bolster or a blanket or a block or any other props that you might have around your home that will allow you to find a little bit of ease here. My background music has shifted to something a little soothing, a little calmer. Maybe you even just turn yours off. Notice the little noises outside the home, and the little noises within the home. Let the muscles of your face begin to relax. The muscles of your neck and shoulders and upper back. Take your time and seal off this practice. Just a nice quiet rest. Slowly starting to bring gentle awareness back into your body. Maybe it's just something as simple as wiggling your fingers or wiggling your toes. Maybe you start to let your head sway from side to side, your hands open and close. Your knees walk in closer to the body, hugging to the chest, just rocking around there, however you feel best. One of the pleasures of practicing at home is that if this feeling of Savasana was the sweet spot for you this morning or today, just stay there. You don't have to get up just yet. But if you do feel ready and you want to move yourself towards your seat, maybe rolling to your right hand side, pushing yourself hands into the earth, moving yourself back up to a seat might be appropriate. And we'll close out class together. Hands coming together at your heart, palm to palm. Today's closing reading is entitled, I am not the general contractor for the universe. It is easy to try to take over responsibility for more than is ours. Today, make a commitment to remember that choices your loved ones make are theirs. I am not the general contractor for the universe. I greatly appreciate you making this time for yourself. Whether the reason you chose to sign up this morning was just for physical movement, or maybe you wanted some quietness in your mind or in your spirit, your soul, whatever that reason was, I appreciate you. I'm so grateful that you move alongside me each time you hit start or play or yes on our calendar. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you again. Namaste.